This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV. Do you know what? Your team's a little bit ratty today, aren't they?
Yeah, a bit touchy. But Leo likes his horses, so there's some horses over there for him to go and see.
So he's not just standing. Let's get Mark in now. Why don't you kind of introduce? I know Mark's been on IFL before, but just do you want to just come in a sec, Mark? Just a little bit more.
Mark in the shot?
No, he ain't really in the shot.
Take a step back, Mark.
There we go. He knows how to position it. Wait there, one sec. Perfect, perfect. Oh, fucking hell. We're working under serious conditions here. Mark, how are you, mate?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Have you done a bit of sparring here today?
Yeah, done a bit of sparring with John Ryder. Good experience for me. Obviously, looking to make my debut soon, so it's good experience.
You rave about this kid. Can I call you a kid? Is that all right?
Yeah. He's a young man. Don't be so rude.
This young man, you rave about him, Benjamin.
Yeah, Mark's a very, very good talent that we got big hopes for, and news on his debut soon for the rest of you all to see.
Okay. What can we expect from that debut and your career in general? What can we expect, Mark?
I'm just going to take it as it goes, but one day I'm going to be world champion, 100%. I'm just going to listen to what Ben tells me to do, and when I do it, it'll come off.
Well, to be honest with you, that's not bad advice, actually, just to listen to him, because he seems to have fluked like world title wins and undisputed wins with every other fighter, so I think you'll be all right.
It should be all right, yeah. As long as I just keep doing what he says, I'll be all right.
As long as the luck box don't run out.
Oh. We don't believe in luck, Ben.
That's right.
We don't believe in luck. Just
Luck
hard
is
work.
for the mediocre. He's coming now. Stop talking about him. He's coming. He's coming.
Okay, but any indication of when that debut could be?
Very soon. News on it very soon. What's happening, mate?
All right.
You good? All good, thanks, mate.
What's happening, mate? It's all right. We're good, we're good. Yeah, we just... They just hurt my hand and all. Crush your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crushing
What are you doing? Look, he's right weirdo, just wandering about.
the Poplar Bomber.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. Just a little introduction, because while we're doing this, because I know your team are like, they're standing around here thinking, come on, let's go. But just a few minutes, Barry, and it'll be on your way.
You know who I am?
Don't upset the Poplar Bomber.
Obviously not. Could I ask you a few things unrelated to...
Is Mark free to get back?
Mark Free, you can go back and thank you very much, Mark.
See you in a bit, boys.
Mark, he's eating me.
Done now. Yeah. What? Yeah, done now. You and Mark can get back. See you, mate.
Thank you very much, mate. Sorry to have held you up. God, they're right eggy. They are right eggy today, aren't they, this little lot? Okay, you're in Essex now, mate. All right, chill. Yeah, just an update on all situations regarding your fighters, really. Let's start with Leewood.
Leewood, waiting on Golden Boy for news on the rematch. Obviously, there's a rematch clause there, so just waiting to hear about that. Apparently, they want to take the rematch, so that's next for Leewood. As to when, we don't know at the moment.
Okay, let's move on to Lee McGregor.
Lee McGregor, we're looking at some options at the moment with MTK and his advisor, so should have some news on that soon. Just exploring a few options. Obviously, he's in a fantastic position across the governing bodies, but you know he's only had 11 fights, so it's about taking the right fights at the right time, the right step in the right direction. That's also going to benefit not only a good win on his record, but of course still at this point development along his career.
Can we expect to see this much anticipated cash for a rematch in the next 8 months?
Do you know what, he's a great fight, and I think he's a great fight for both lads, and a fight that everybody wants. Myself will be included in that. However, I think it would be a shame for that fight not to happen, to not happen for a world title. That's the only thing there. So
in Scotland as well.
In Scotland as well. So, and of course that could be a card on its own. Could it be on a huge Josh Taylor fight if a big name was to come over here for Josh? So, yeah, there's options there, but the fight's there. The fight's always going to be there. It's a fight that I'm sure everybody wants. As to whether it will happen right now and next, not sure. Probably not at the moment. but definitely in the near future.
Thank you. Coming on to Josh Taylor, I do need to ask you about Freddie Roach's comments on Josh Taylor, but just to kind of clarify, Freddie Roach has then gone on Twitter, I think a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and kind of clarified and explained, and just wanted you to kind of make of the first comment, which kind of, we kind of got it but didn't get it at the same time, but then obviously he's gone on there and after, I think Josh called him a wank stain, was it? Or something like that. Anyway, and he's said he didn't want to fall out with Josh and did a tweet explaining his comments.
No, Josh is a bit fiery, obviously, as everyone knows. He can be a very in-the-moment type character. At the time, obviously, I only saw what everybody else saw in terms of a small clip of Freddie saying, "Who's Josh Taylor?" I know what it's like. I've been there myself, fight week, getting ready for a fight, and someone's asking you about next fight. It can be frustrating, and I don't know in what context Freddie meant it at the time. Me, personally, when I saw it, I thought, does he mean, who's Josh Taylor when we've got UGAS in a couple of days? Like, did he mean it in that manner? As you say, since then he's come on social media to say he meant like, who's Josh Taylor? Like, that fight hasn't been mentioned to me. Obviously, as well, we've got this fight around the corner. So, yeah, I don't think he probably didn't mean it in a malicious way.
But obviously, Josh Taylor listening to them comments, because there was 2 clips going about. There was one where Freddie just said, "Who's Josh Taylor?" But then there was another clip which was the continuation of that whole clip.
I haven't seen that.
Right, which people like Andy, my Andy is obviously Josh Taylor's best friend, had to kind of clarify those comments. Then Freddie went into it. So I think it was probably a case of what you said. It's a case of like, you know, he's got UGAS in a couple of days, but I suppose if you're looking at it in a disrespectful way to say Josh Taylor's undisputed, how have you not heard of Josh Taylor? But we know that's not the case.
Of course, he knows who Josh is. Like I say, that's why I instantly thought, he probably means it as in, who's Josh Taylor? We've got this fight to deal with at the weekend. Never mind Josh. He knows who Josh is, of course, and like you say, he's clarified that. So.
Okay, and I mean, I'm assuming for Josh, it's still the Catrol mandatory that will come up in December. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. Obviously, has this been said, is Josh's hand injury, so he's just getting back into camp now, making sure that that's all okay. With that all being okay, I suppose it'll be. I mean, it's not. I don't choose the dates and that, but that's what we're all hearing, isn't it?
That's what we're all hearing. Yeah, absolutely.
Shabazz Masood, date soon. Will Cooley getting a date soon. Devin Haney hearing about Jojo Diaz fight for the WBC lightweight.
Which is a brilliant fight.
Very good fight. So it's going to be a busy end to the year.
Just finally, before I let you go, obviously the biggest name in world boxing is in action on Sunday this week. Thoughts on his fight?
Oh, I was thinking, oh no, who's this? Yeah.
Would you train him if he come to you?
Do you know what it is? I love, above all else, people that, and we've got lads like that in the gym that are committed, dedicated, really want to improve. Some of them, you know, not everybody's going to be the most talented, and someone that really is committed to learning and wants to learn. Like, I love that above all else. So, I don't know what type of personality he is, but I'm not going to shoot him down like some people are going to shoot him down because of where he's come from. It looks to me like he's living the life more than some of these professionals that, you know, call themselves professionals. So you can scream and shout all you want about it, but if Jake Paul's got a team around him, investing more in having a professional setup, putting in the time, dedication, the commitment, must be either he's got someone on board to help him with the business side of things, or he's doing that, learning that himself. You can only take your hat off to it. So people's always going to hate on people that are doing well. Unfortunately, it seems as though people don't like successful people, which is strange. Maybe they like losers, but you know, he's doing well for himself and he's committed to the sport. So obviously, all the best to Tommy Fury and Daniel Dubois are on that card as well. Hopefully, they come out victorious, and hopefully, him and Tommy get to have a fight so that, you know, it's an opportunity for Tommy to showcase himself as well. But like I said, I don't think it's a, you know, he's not a journeyman. It don't matter that he ain't boxed his whole life. The way he's committed to it and sacrificed to it. He may not come through this weekend, but may the best man win. But I can only take my hat off to someone that's going to show that type of commitment that it looks like he's showing.
I think that's people's boxing fans' criticism that he hasn't fought a legitimate boxer. When he fights Tommy Fury, I think those kind of questions people are asking will be answered in some way. But that's what we want to see. We want to see him fight an actual boxer.
But even when he fights Tommy, people will go, "Oh, what? Yeah, but. Oh, yeah, but. Oh, yeah, but." You know. I said that a good fight would be Anderson Silva. Obviously, beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That's a good fight. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Because obviously he was a world champion, but it looks like he's took a big slide now. Beaten by Anderson Silva, who was an MMA fighter, but had a background in boxing as well. But even then, people would criticise that, a former world champion. Oh yeah, but you know he's been like, how can you win? Like he says, does he mean it? Calling out likes of Canelo? Probably not. Reality is, if he's sensible, but you know, he probably deep down knows that I'll never ever get any credit unless I box someone like that. Like, but even then, you box someone like that. Let's say you got beat. I told you he was no good. Getting beat by Canelo. It's just the way the world works. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Just, I can just take my hat off to him for doing what he's doing. He's not harming the sport, I don't think. He's creating jobs for selling tickets, putting good fighters on undercards that are getting paid well. Media like yourselves are getting good views off it. He's doing good for the sport, I think.
Okay, actually, one final one. That was the final one. This is the final one. Manny Pacquiao, should he call it a day?
I don't think I have the right to say whether he should call it a day or not. Someone that's achieved what he's achieved. What I will say is he really, you know, didn't look himself. I'll be honest with you, I watched the opening round and I thought, oh, like it was hard to watch the opening round. Whether he feels like training or whatever wasn't right and that's the reason that he went in there. I know he said something about his legs didn't quite feel right. Whether that's age, something to do with his training, I don't know. But, you know, I just, whatever decision makes him happy. But, of course, would not like to see him get hurt, obviously.
Right, I will let you go, because Barry's going to give me a left hook in a minute.
The popular bomber.
Dangerous man he is, Barry Smith. Ben, Davison, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We'll definitely catch up with you again soon. I couldn't just let you pass without having a little word with you, you know? It's been a while, mate.
That's all right. That's all right. No problem. For you, anything.
Thank you very much. I'll let you go. God bless. Good night. Thank you.